Hello, welcome to Andy's Basic Introduction to Programming in C++. Today's episode will be setting up Visual Studio and running our first program. So, if we open up our search engine and search up Visual Studio, click on the first link that comes up with this URL, and just select Download Visual Studio Community Edition. Once we click on it, our download will begin installing. It will install the Visual Studio installer, where you can install Visual Studio and many plugins and additions. However, we will not be using any today. So once the Visual Studio installer sets up, you can pick all of your workloads and your packages. We will be using desktop development with C++. You just keep all that and click on that, and you can pick any here that you might need, but this is all we will need for today. And you just click install. Once we have installed Visual Studio, we can go ahead and press launch. We want to start with open or create a new project, empty project. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name this one episode 0. And then just press create. So this might seem kind of scary, but it's pretty easy. Over here we have our little project manager where you can add or edit any files within your project. We also have toolbox on the side for all of our tools if you download any. Properties of your project. So if we go over to our Solution Explorer, click on Source Files and add new item. This window will pop up and we'll just click C++ file, and then you can rename it whatever you want. Typically you will name it main.cpp. The name does matter, you have to remember this name, but it will show up over here. Right here, yep. Okay, so here I have my code. This is a very basic program, and it's the program that you're going to see most often in programming. It's called the Hello World program, and basically this is how we will set up our main.cpp file. Every C++ function has to have this main function called integer main. We don't know what this is yet, but you can just copy what I have down here, and every C++ function or every C++ project has to have this function. And basically we'll put most of our code inside of this function, and this is where it will actually run. Up here we have hashtag include. This is stuff we'll explain later on, but just know that we're using namespace std, which means we're using standard namespace. Basically, if we go ahead and just get rid of this, it just means that we don't have to put standard in front of everything, and it makes it a lot simpler. Yeah, and every single line in C++ has to have a semicolon at the end of it. This kind of tells our compiler that the idea is like finished. So like we have this cout here. We'll explain what all of this means later on in different episodes, but this is basically just saying that these are two separate ideas, and when we run our program, the machine will know it's two different ideas because the semicolon tells us that. Okay, thank you.